Hello, Claire here, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about patterns with squares. So we've looked at patterns with sticks, and all of these questions are in your patterns booklet. So the first one is a set of pattern pieces where you have one square stacked on top of the other, and the base number of squares is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So we can put this in, and we're going to call this B for base. So that's the base number of squares, and N is the total number of squares that have been used. Now you can use blocks for these and assemble them as well, which is probably a bit more fun than drawing them. Depends whether you've got blocks though. So how many squares in total? So there's 2 here, there's 4 here, 6, and in the fourth one there's 8. So as you can see, we seem to be going up by adding 2s, so that is called the difference. So each time you're adding 2, so we can predict for 5 that we would have 10 squares. Okay, so what we're going to do differently this time, we'll find the rule. We are actually going to graph this. So let's write the rule here. So we're going up in 2s. That's an iterative pattern. But as you can see, if I give you the base, can you predict the number of squares required? You can easily do that because each time we're multiplying by 2. So we can write N, the output, the total number of squares, can be calculated by taking the base and multiplying it by 2. So N equals 2B. So we're going to draw some axes now. You only need the first quadrant with this because there's no negative numbers. And as you can see here, we'll just go up to 5. You need 1 to 5 on the horizontal axis, and the biggest number you need to go up to is 10 on the vertical axis. So we'll just draw a small graph, and we'll go up 10 or maybe 11 pieces. So if we just draw a small graph, we'll go, I'll come over here a bit more, up to here. So that's 6 centimeters up, and using the same scale on both axes, or the same unit, yep, we'll just come out here. So this is the first quadrant. Put arrows on the graph. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put that in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're just going up to 10 there, and you can just put the occasional number there to help you, and 0 in the corner where the origin is. Now, this is just the first quadrant where you only have positive numbers. So the first coordinate here is when B is 1, N is 2. So this is the B axis and this is the N axis. So when B is 1, N is 2. There it is. So when B is 2, N is 4. So you start at 2 and then go up 4 places, and there's matches with the 4. When B is 3, N is 6. So there's 3 and you go up to 6. And you should see that those coordinates, those plots are forming a line. So when B is 4, N is 8. So that's 2 below 10. And when B is 5, N is 10. And you can see that straight line. So that's actually those points. And if you wanted to see the trend of that line, if you wanted to predict the future, you could put a line through those exact points and you'd find it would go through the origin, and that line could be used to make further predictions. So that is how you graph that information. The next pattern involves L shapes, and then we have some cross shapes. So perhaps you can go ahead with those and see if you can complete those, and make sure you photograph your work and put it on OneNote. Thank you very much. Bye.